Greetings everyone, my name is Napoleon Complex and welcome to Rome Total War. And today, I'm going to be doing something a little different. Now this is a very old game and it's a very popular game. People have explored it to the ends of the world, but today I think I'm going to try something that I don't think anyone's tried before. We're going to be taking the Britons, we're setting things to the maximum difficulty of course. This isn't going to be an ordinary Britain campaign because we are going to be doing this with only chariots.
Before my grandfather's grandfather was born, this was our land. These are good places. Our gods live here, in the trees and rivers. They watch over us. We are happy. We hunt. We love. We have families, homes, a good life. But sometimes we must fight. The Romans disturb the gods. They burn the forests. They take what is ours, wives, children, land. And the Romans talk of how they will help us and protect us. They put us to sleep with golden promises. When we wake, all we had is gone, stolen. They take our sons and turn them into little Romans. Ha! So we fight to keep what is ours. What must stay ours. There can be no peace. No peace with Romans, men of stone and iron and lies. There can be only war.
Those cutscenes were revolutionary at the time and they still look pretty cool today. So here we are in the British Isles. We don't control Ireland yet, and to be honest, I may not focus on that. There's probably more valuable provinces to be taken in Gaul and more dangerous enemies to confront. So Ireland, as happened historically, may end up being isolated for quite a while from the rest of the action. Now, as mentioned, we can only use our chariots, so I will be disbanding my infantry immediately. However, I will take the time to disband them in town to give us a little bit of a population boost. And also that's cutting our overheads. The British start off being very poor, but if you can manage with just your chariots, then you will get quite a lot of income. Now, I won't even use these units for garrison, so that means my chariots have to be my garrisons as well. So that leaves Devo without a garrison. I will move my druids will need to disband inside the town. Okay. So at least my lands are well governed. I will send the light chariots to the continent to help. Now I think initially I'll need to be on the defensive because we do not have any resources to speak of. We'll need to use our diplomat and ultimately our spy for scouting. So let's see. I'll build a warlord's hold because I can do it now with the extra population, and that should get me up to the large town level. And in the large town I need to build a trader, and then I need to build a blacksmith, and that allows me to produce more chariots. So right now I can't even produce an army. In the north, these are only towns they need to grow. I could do with some land clearance here and some we need somewhere to produce mines, so I'll get the mines here. Okay, give me a second. Getting rid of the advisor. I think you'll all agree that's a good idea. Right, nothing more to do this turn. We're building in all our provinces, and well, wait, one more thing. Let's check the tax rate. I don't exactly need stacks of cash right now. We're only building in our provinces, so let's just reduce taxes for now. Over the next couple of turns I should make that money back. That's fine. considering that our entire army consists of 3 units right now anyway, in essence. So the first couple of turns will probably be slow as I try and get production up. For now, let's just try and play nice with the Gauls. The Germans, I think, are going to be my first object, as the Gauls will be concerned with the Romans in the early game. I think our next target will be a road, just to get some movement available to us. Other than that, we move our spy. I'll carve them through Gaul and then into the east. And we'll eventually have a port there, but I have other concerns just now. Next turn. Ah, glorious population. And the Germans just gave me a casus belli. Not that it matters in this game. Reasons for war are pretty arbitrary. Well, that will give me the access to light chariots, because this settlement starts with a trader. It's almost like they're setting you up so that you can rush for chariots. You can disband your initial population, get up to the warlord's hold so you've got a large town, and then immediately build a blacksmith to build your chariots, and I can do the same in Londinium. Evioracum has completed its land clearance, so I will build a shrine to Brigantia, which gives us a health bonus, that's more population growth. And in Deva we will go for land. Let's go for the shrine to Brigantia. So I'm really trying to set up my provinces to be productive unit production centres, but we need a large population for that, and we need the right levels. Bunch of wars going on we don't care about, and dead spy. So let's curve round, see what's in this province. Okay, we've seen the capital. Try and be efficient with our movement points. I think there's a province right down here somewhere, but I don't particularly care about it. And I don't particularly care about southern Gaul right now, so let's get into Germania. We've reached contact with the Germans. Well, we may as well get some trade out of them in the meantime. And let's see. They're actually weak enough that I could make a run on the capital of Gaul right now if I want to immediately abandon the strategy I just came up with. Are the Gauls at war with the Julii yet? Not really sure I want to take on the whole of Gaul just now. But right. Hindsight, I should probably have gone for an alliance with them. Right. Well, that's our productions set. That's our cities busy again, building things. So moving on. Yeah, that's a bit of a no-brainer, isn't it? If I'm not going to war with the Gauls, I should go and get an alliance with them. Where did their dignitary go? Oh, well, I'll get to them next turn, and our spy will continue to move. Ah, there we go. That's a larger army, isn't it? What did we build? Shrines in Deva. Okay. Go for the land clearance in Deva, and in Eberacum we will go for a trader, which means even more population growth. We're growing fast now. And I might actually be able to increase the tax rate a little bit because we're growing at such a pace that I can afford to bring in the extra money. Because we'll be going up a level soon anyway, and I'd like some time to get these other buildings completed. So actually, on that note, we can increase our taxes a bit more, I think, because we'll be there soon anyway. In London, we're still building, and in Samarariva, we are still building. So yeah, as I said, a very slow start to the campaign. Is there now an alliance between the Gauls and the Germans? Nope, they just seem to have got trade information. Let's see if I can get an alliance. Excellent. Well, hopefully that will make it less likely that the Gauls will intervene on the German side when I go to war with the Germans. I need more light chariots to really make that a possibility. Let's keep spying on our German cousins. And faction announcement. Oh, we have a new general. That's important because that gives us someone else to to keep new provinces under control. He's an absolutely rubbish general, but he will do for now, just as a bit of extra command and control. It will actually let us move these units out, because I really only have 2 units available. I need 1 unit to garrison Samara. Okay, and moved everyone, haven't I? Yep. Oh, thank you. You just told me where all your settlements are. Well, that removes the need for a spy, doesn't it? We can go down south and start scouting out the Romans. Because the Romans will be the long-term threat. Excellent, we can start recruiting chariots now, and we're swimming in money. I think I may have stumbled upon an actually viable strategy. It won't be any good to have production potential here if we can't get anyone out of the region. I think I will actually lower taxes a little bit here, try and get up to the next level. But and Deva's growing a bit slowly. Okay, we do actually want to graduate to a large town as soon as possible. Eburacum Londinium has built its building. We are gradually getting towards a large town. Now, if I build a market just now, that will set the groundwork for a armourer, which will give me access to the British heavy chariots, which are my second units for that I can use in this campaign, aside from the General's Bodyguard and the light chariots. But I will need to go for a port just now, I think, to get some more money. Is money really a priority right now? It's always good to have money coming in. We're setting the bedrock for our economy just now, so I'll build a port in Londinium. Oops, that happens from time to time. And I think I'll build a port in Samara as well. Sorry about the interruption. My computer gave me an update that wouldn't go away, so I wanted to get it off of the screen. Right. Keep moving. That's actually not ideal. If a pirate comes along right now, we lose our general. Not sure why that looked weird for a second. Can we get map information off the Gauls? That would be kind of useful. I don't mind them knowing where I live, because they don't have any ships that can reach us. There, that gives us a large part of the map that we now know about. And I think I'll send my diplomat down to Spain. Alright, next turn we might be able to move out and make probing attacks on the Germans. Assuming, of course, that they don't come to us. Next turn.
Orders.
Good.
Set sail! Off the boats! Yes.
Okay, and that gives me a garrison and a general in the area, which means that my main forces can start to move out. I think I'll actually leave the light chariots as garrison, and we will make our move on Trier.
No more moves.
All those mercenaries available, and I can't recruit any of them. Keep recruiting light chariots in Samara, we need an army. We have buildings constructed. Eburacum has roads. We will build a muster field here. Okay. What's happening with our faction? Oh good, we have a wise woman and a witch, which increases our fertility. I could free up these generals if I send light chariots up as garrison, but I think on balance I probably want the administrators. This administrative power. Alright. Oh, I forgot about my agents.
Aye, Captain. Set sail.
So a new turn means new forces.
Move out. Yes, Captain. Yes, General. Lord,
For the moment, we'll keep the initiative,
march.
as I believe I can deal with any German forces that I encounter.
Unable to move. Yes, General.
But we will have these coming in as reinforcements, so I'll soon have a good force of chariots available to me.
Out of
And we have gone from a very poor faction to making money hand over fist. It's amazing what just a little bit of investment in your lands can do. Let's see. Now we'll go for the... We still have some population growth to do. I'm going to build another shrine to Brigantia. We are going to have massive populations in the island soon. And Smarabriva will give me access to the same. Teva is building the next level. Unfortunately, I couldn't get to 2 roads. Keep the tax rate to normal for now. And of course we dealt with recruitment for the turn. Having a proper port also means that if these ships get destroyed for whatever reasons, we can build replacements, which is important strategically. How are we doing for income? Okay, you're still earning 3,000 a turn, that's more than enough.
Yes.
We're not anywhere near to being short of money now at the moment. Next turn I might even remember to use my spies. Right, that's getting done first.
Awaiting your command. Yes, Master. I will talk to them.
Good. That fills in more of the map. That also lets me know where the Carthaginians are. And so
Can I be of service?
we'll make our way down to them, I suppose. Oh, well, they are under siege, so that's no certain thing anymore. Well, given that Carthage is already getting kicked out of Spain, that's not a good start for them. Let's get down into the north of Italy, and we can start scouting out our ultimate enemies, the Romans. And Buracum is growing. I don't really need the wall right now, as no one's going to come and attack Eboracum. Sacred Grove of Brigantia, that's a tempting proposition actually. It's only 2 turns. I think on balance I'll go for the land clearance as it gives me money as well. Because I need money to keep coming in to fund my war effort. Without a second thought, I am going to attack Trier. Of course we have a problem because I can't actually attack anywhere. And the garrison here, so we're going to have the siege of settlement out for the moment. Either that or we need to hope that a German army comes along to try and relieve the settlement, and that will obviously give me access to the settlement a bit more quickly. If my army gets large enough, I might split parts of it off to go and conduct simultaneous sieges. Londinium. Okay, Londinium's growing pretty well right now, so I think I will build a market and get that infrastructure in place. Where else have we built something? Eboracum has completed. Oh yeah, that's growing now, and Smarabriva has been handled, and that is all she wrote. And I've moved my spies. Yeah. Okay. Oh goody, I was hoping they'd do that. Yes, thanks. Please attack us, it makes it so much easier for us to kill you. Now finally we get into the first battle of the campaign. Now I am not a fan of heavy chariots. I'm a bit of a chariot phobe in Total War. But I love the light chariots. These units can just ride around the enemy, picking them up to pieces. And we have a lot of them. So I think I'll have chariots like light chariots like horse archers out in the flanks, heavy chariots in the centre.
feeble enemy have more men. Ha! These are
One
more
thing our heavy
heads for our
chariots will be
warriors
good
to
at is
collect
taking
in
care of the
time.
enemy heavy cavalry. So I think I will actually send them off to challenge. Make sure that they give the... And the best way to use chariots is just to go in for an overwhelming attack. They're not subtle units. Let's pick off those screeching women first as they've come out way out of formation. Potentially dangerous situation here. Oh wait, they've gone over to here instead. They're back into skirmish mode. Make sure that basically try and make sure that none of my light chariots are getting into trouble. And we've made contact with the enemy general over here, and we're chewing him apart. There we go.
Have killed the enemy general. The enemy army runs. Now hunt them down.
Now our heavy chariots are just waiting in reserves. Once the enemy army is picked apart enough, they can charge in and finish the battle once the light chariots have worn the enemy down. So it looks like the screeching women are going down first, as you'd expect from their lack of armour. And if you're feeling sorry for them, they were coming after us with hatchets. Oops, from some friendly fire there. Every chariot is precious. As those of you who studied the Bronze Age collapse will know, the chariots are very expensive, very hard to maintain units, and if they're lost in battle, it's very hard to replace the crews and the equipment. Because it takes years to train the charioteer properly. Try and make sure that they're cut down. How's our battle against the axemen going? So the phalanxes are obviously quite difficult to bring down, just because of their sheer numbers. But you can see that we are chewing them apart. And these chariots have so much ammo. Yeah, these German militias just don't have a chance against this. I think we're going to change position here because we're starting to get pushed on by this spear warband. So chariots aren't actually great pursuers, so what I've been doing is okay, run after them and make sure they don't escape. So we're going to shoot down routers instead. And the objective is obviously to make sure that they don't get back to the settlement and cause us problems. So it's quite a micro-intensive army to use, honestly. A small group of them are going to get away. I don't think it's going to be enough to keep their army together, though. We'll be able to shoot at them until the last man is off the field. There they go. Right, nothing left to do but take out the last remaining unit. These must be some very scared Germans.
This is no longer a battle, this is a hunt. No.
So something that surprised me is apparently the historical Britons didn't tended to use slings or javelins more, particularly javelins from the chariots. That's my understanding of it anyway. I'm surprised because you would have thought that the bow would have been a very effective weapon from the back of a chariot. It certainly was historically in Mesopotamian warfare and warfare in the Middle East. Because of course chariot warfare dates from an older time. The British obviously used a very modern form of chariotry. In reality they seem to have used it almost like dragoons. So they would actually dismount to fight, and then the charioteers would whisk the British warrior away if he was getting into trouble. And let's try and maintain this encirclement. We're risking hitting around men here. So once again, a small complement of them are going to make it off the field. Just pour fire into them now. That's another chariot gone. I don't think I can blame the Germans for losing that one.
The enemy are in full flight, and the victory is yours.
We kind of had a secret weapon. Okay, I'm not sure all of our victories are going to be that easy, because obviously when we get to Rome, their troops will be more heavily armoured and a lot more resilient. Wow, they built everything here apparently. So all we can really do is lower the tax rate and let Trier grow. We're not going to be getting any reinforcements from this part of the world for a while. Now that, of course, opens up the gateways to the rest of Germania. So I'm going to try and sweep through, because I think we have enough forces available to us that I don't need to concentrate my forces. I'm on top of the Germans early. I'll build a ram for all the good it's going to do me, and put multiple towns to siege at once. We'll have a garrison set up in Trier, and the majority of forces will start to move up towards, I believe, Batavadurum. Right, as usual.
Aye, Captain. Aye, aye, Captain. General. Forward. Aye, aye, Captain.
So we've kind of got a bit of logistics going on here. We can get up to 2 chariots into the army per turn. I will send one off to join the southern army.
Forward. No more moves. Orders.
And another to join the northern army.
March. Out of moves.
And just keep recruitment going.
Aye, Captain. Aye, aye, Captain.
Right, faction announcement. on the civil side of things. I always had trouble playing the Britons before. As it turns out, all you need to do is sail off their initial armies and get lots of chariots. Okay, we've got a large town here, so I can build more. I can get more chariots. Let's get a blacksmith as priority, number 1, and every Iraqan will be able to help with that soon as well. And nice thing about the barbarian factions, they're very quick to set up. Right, the Gauls are about to have Julii problems, so that will hopefully keep them busy. You have spies creeping around the Italian peninsula. Ugh, I need to wait until that Gallic army moves. Right, let's see. I might want to form some reserves, as if the Gauls do decide to attack us right now, we're very vulnerable. I will always have some forces floating around due to the way my logistics is set up. But if the Gauls attack with a large enough army, it could actually be dangerous to Samarabriva. Obviously then we could just fall back to Londinium, rebuild an army of chariots, and come to take it back, but it would be annoying to lose a province at this early stage of the game. Oops, didn't actually mean to send them all the way around the mountains, but there's a blockage here. Yes, Spain is a nice trap for your diplomats due to all the narrow passageways. Get our chariots established. And in Samarabriva we've established our populations. Let's go for the Sacred Grove of Brigantia. We're going to make it to Minor City very quickly. Calpornis. An indifferent builder and testy. Well, that's just fantastic. You're going to die painfully on the front lines. And your chariots are... Right, you go off to besiege Batavia Durum. There's no force in the way, so I'm not in any danger of ambush. And I'm not afraid enough of the Germans to worry about attack. We have a small reserve anyway, so I'm not worried about the Gauls. I'm really not... They were supposed to go this way, weren't they? Never mind. So I'm not afraid of that. Let's just continue on to Mogontiacum. Now, resistance will probably start to stiffen around Dam, so I may want to bring my armies together. On the other hand, I think I'm getting enough chariot forces together that I'm really not afraid of what's in here. How's our income doing? Treasury's still resilient. And our agents. We're now getting a better look at what's in Italy. I won't have to purchase a map from the Romans. I mean, I know Italy fairly well. It's obviously everyone's played the Romans, but it is nice to be able to see their cities and see roughly what's in them, even if it's just the number of troops. Let's get out of Spain while we still can. And obviously we're basically practicing building rams right now. I don't know why, because I have literally no use whatsoever for engineering. Londinium has constructed this building. Okay. Line clearance.
Aye, Captain. Yes, Captain. Chief. Set sail. Splitting the troops. Yes, Chief.
Right. Let's send them off in the right direction first.
Move out. Unable to move. Orders.
And then dispatch reinforcements to our northern forces. This will be more than enough to take on the garrison at Dam. Although they are actually recruiting a lot of soldiers. No. Chariots still developing. No new constructions this turn. Our usual recruitment. I think at this point we can probably recruit in batches of 5, so I don't have to keep worrying about it. The problem is, of course, that reduces our population. Now that's why I'm not doing it, because it reduces your population, and that in turn weakens your future population growth. So it is actually important to... I'm just realizing what's happening. I think we're actually recruiting soldiers faster and our population's growing. Which isn't ideal.
Yes, Captain.
I might have to stop recruitment in one province to let it grow enough to get heavy chariots.
Yes.
Light chariots will do for now, but I would like to have the heavies, just for the sake of having the heavies.
General.
Right. Agents.
Lord, on my way. Unable.
Free from Spain.
Yes, my lord. No
And I
more
think we'll go off and talk to the Greeks or something next. Okay.
orders. Forward. Orders. March. No more moves.
Hello. Have you come to pay us a visit? It's not a good idea.
Yes.
If we have to go to war with the Gauls, I can assemble an army to do that too. I'm not worried about a two-front war, especially considering how easy it's proving to break through in Germania. The force went north, so this force will go south.
Forward. Unable to move. Orders.
Keep Calpurnius back. I might want him as a general on the southern front. He wouldn't be a very good general at first, but he will obviously develop with time. Uh-oh. Brigands. Well, I can now recruit chariots at least. Probably best to wall up quickly. I'm a little bit worried about this because my general probably can't deal with this on his own. Heck. Build the wooden palisade. Hopefully that won't interrupt building our blacksmith. I don't think it does. It's just an annoyance, that's all. Population growth is paramount at the moment. We're trying to keep our war engine going. Once I have a few full armies, I can concentrate more on development, but right now it's all about production.
At your service.
That's us uncovered all of the Roman cities, at least the starting ones. And my spy can go off and explore this part of the map, I suppose. Because until you hit the Dacians, this is kind of a big rebel void, and it's a good thing to fill in with your spy. Right. Other than potential Gallic attack, this is going well. Yep, here we go.
We're besieged.
Oh. Well, now we... Well, that explains why they had so many soldiers. We're going to fight this anyway. Because we are outnumbered, but... that's 2 generals' bodyguards to take care of. We'll need to deal with the smaller force first, and then turn on a larger force. So they will be coming directly from the south, well, the southeast corner of the map, I believe. No, it'll be from the south. The reinforcements will be coming, so we'll need to turn them in quickly. And the attackers have chosen a misty day. Not ideal for my charioteers. So I'm expecting them from this corner of the map here. And we will set up in a shooting circle around that area. Of course, the joke's on me if they come from another corner instead. which I believe they sometimes do.
The feeble enemy have more men. Ha!
Okay.
These are more heads for our warriors to collect in triumph.
Now there are some screeching women who I'll need to get through this first, but my real target for the general's bodyguard is the opposing general's bodyguard. Okay, we do actually need to be quick here, which this army isn't particularly suited to being. They're quick on their feet certainly, but as to taking out the enemy, they're really more of a pick the enemy apart army. So keep away from the screeching woman. There we go. That's our target. And my chariots focus on the woman. Thankfully, it's a large bodyguard we've got. There he goes.
The enemy army runs. Now hunt them down.
That didn't last long. Oh, but they might last long enough to get back inside the city and continue the siege. Try and kill as many of them as possible. Right. Now we've got the other army to deal with. Again, react quickly and keep the general in the centre because the enemy's own bodyguard is still going to be a problem. Right, let's take a look at this force. So they've got a mixture of Gallic mercenaries and Germanic style pike warbands. Because, you know, the Germans were famous for their phalanxes. Okay, everyone's made the joke about the ahistorical German units for this time. It might not be completely ahistorical. I think it has more. The issue is really more how phalanxes are portrayed in this game. But I'm not sure the Germans of this era used long spears. They might not have used it in a phalanx formation, but I don't know if they it's completely absorbed. What happened to these guys? They must have got into a fight with rebels or something. Because they sure didn't get into a fight with the Gauls or us yet. Unless they somehow ended up in a fight with the Scythians. So the infantry forces, as usual, can't really do much to us because we can just keep away from them. But the enemy's general bodyguard is dangerous. Right. Make sure skirmish mode is on. They do also obviously have shields, which is a concern. Trying to draw their general's bodyguard out to play. It's risky taking skirmish mode off at the moment because this is a very micro-intensive battle, and if my troops aren't running away automatically, that's even more things that I have to worry about. But I also need to make sure that we don't get trapped against the map. Oh, curses. Of course, I could always pause the game like a sane person, but it just adds to the challenge. And let's face it, this hasn't been a very challenging campaign so far, so anything I can do to add to the difficulty is probably a good idea. Let's meet the task with some bravery, shall we? We are getting awfully close to this corner of the map. Okay, through the gap there, you guys. What's going on over here? There's the enemy general, and they're keeping him protected so far quite well, and I'm running out of ammo. I'm not running horribly short. Remember, the worst let's keep our troops safe, and the worst happens, we have to withdraw, and they save the city. But they're going to pay an awful price doing it. Aha. Uh-oh. That's bad. Why are they in combat? Oh, thankfully the enemy broke first. But the Screeching Woman managed to catch us. Oh no, and these guys have been cut. Oh, thank God their morale's low. Just lost it there. Okay, we've lost a unit of chariots. That's bad. This far into Germany, I can't replace them very easily. Jesus, what a mess. Okay, luckily the light chariots are holding it much better in melee than I thought they would.
The enemy warlord shows his worth. Nothing. Any of our warriors would die rather than run.
Right, keep picking them apart. And that's not good. Get him out of there. That is way too large a force of barbarians. Okay, this isn't good. We've been forced into a corner here. My inexperience in chariot warfare is showing. This, on the other hand, awakens my offensive instincts. Good. That's broken us out of this little encirclement that we've been suffering from. Put everyone back onto skirmish mode so we don't end up in the mess again. I think we were caught slightly by the pike guards. My general's lucky to be alive. Unfortunately, I couldn't kill their general. Maybe our light chariots can get after him. Of course, if skirmish mode decides to be completely stupid about it, there's not much I can do. Keep going. We're into arrow range. We might be able to pick him off. He's gonna escape. But we'll still be demoralized from the fact that he's fled the battlefield. There's a small core of German warriors left. I think a unit that weak we can just smash apart. Yeah, he's away. Unfortunate. Pick them off. Anything that helps us get towards 85% is good. Okay, they're off the field. Move the rest. Have one unit try and run them down, and the other chariot units deal with the other units of mercenaries. Wow, they're falling fast. The reason I target the Screeching Woman isn't because I'm some kind of weird sadist, it's because they're lightly armoured and easy to take out. Good, we're getting them in the flanks, and the barbarian mercenaries here just don't seem to know what to do. And we're just closing their options down now. There they go. We definitely do not want our troops to get anywhere near those units. Stay in skirmish mode and just halt and stay away. Oh goodness, they're dissolving. Hate it when you click on a unit but it doesn't get selected. Oh, there we go.
The enemy flee from the field like frightened goats. Hunt them down and slay them all.
I think the heavy chariots are quite good at pursuing. So let's have them focus on those units while these chariots focus on the mercenaries. Oh, let's see what the light chariots can do in melee. I think they do have some pursuit capability. Of course, we'll need to hold our fire so they don't hit their own chariots. It's already happening. Okay, they are apparently very good pursuit troops. I take everything I ever said about them being bad at pursuit back. It goes to show how much I know about this game. Okay, I am starting to see why people say that they're overpowered. Thing is, it goes against so many preconceptions of chariot warfare. I mean, this is realistic. They're very good at destroying broken up troops, but you don't want to charge. I don't know. Maybe it goes against my sensibilities, I guess, for a unit of chariots. We'll just shoot them apart. You know, you're riding rickety carts into battle against fully formed infantry, and that's supposed to be effective somehow? Are you mad?
The enemy have been utterly broken. This is a most worthy victory.
It doesn't feel right. So as I said, I am instinctively a chariot phobe. But it looks like my preconceptions were... Oh, come on, don't crash. Okay, that was infuriating. The game crashed and it's kicked me back to the start of the turn. And if there's some kind of bug going on with Batavo Durum, which makes it happen every time I hit the Occupy button, or any button, then the campaign may be broken. It didn't happen to me in another campaign when I took this province, so I'm hoping it's just a one-off, but... I mean, we'll see what happens. Anyway, folks, I think that's a good place to stop. I'll rerun the battle and we'll try and get back into Batavo Durum, but obviously the result may be slightly different. I have been Napoleon Complex. Thank you for watching this video. Please consider liking and subscribing to the channel if you enjoyed this video, and hope to see you in the next one. Hopefully we can make a series of this. Farewell, and don't let the warbands grind you down.